Hi, everybody. Eddie here. Just a quick market update for the week. So we had a really good week on the SPX. We actually did a little bit of consolidation, which is what I wanted to see after a big move the previous week. So we can see right here, we have a big run up the week before, and then we have a consolidation week right here. We stay in a pretty tight range, and that's good. That's something we wanted to see after a big run because we wanted to see it consolidate before the big break up, right? So what we're looking for next week is this high right here. This is a very important level to break, right? Once we break above this high, we're aiming for the all-time highs. So if we get rejected off here, I am looking for a retest of the 200. So if that is the case, so we went the first leg up, right? If we go up to here and retest, we can retest this there and then go higher, right? You really don't want to see it break below this box right here. If we break back into this box, then the trend is no longer valid, right? So you want to stay above this box and then just consolidate and move higher. So we just made a higher high, which is a confirmed trend change. So you can see right here, we made low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we finally made a higher low, and now we made a higher high. So what we're looking for is a higher low and then another high to continue higher, right? So that is a trend change, and that's what we want to see for the week coming up. But pay attention to this area right here. This is the area I'm looking at. See if we'll hold or see if we will break right through it. If we break right through it, then we're aiming for these levels up here, right? So we talked about this last week. So we're looking for first that level, and then we're looking at the all-time highs, right? And if you look at the weekly chart, it's actually a very strong chart, right? We broke through the 821 and the 50. It got stacked all together, and then we finally broke back above it last week, right? So that's a really good sign of reversal and potentially be the end of this correction right here, right? So if we are going to continue higher, we need to break the new all-time highs. If we get into new all-time highs, then we'll continue the next leg up, right? So look at the Qs. The Qs are a little bit weaker. We're still below the 200-day moving average right here, which is the key level to break. So this does have an effect on the S&P 500. So if we don't break above this area on the QQQs, most likely the S&P 500 will also reverse back down. So this is a very important level to break. And so far, same thing with SPX. We made lower lows and then finally made a higher low and now a higher high. So I do look for some kind of rejection on first try right here, and then hopefully pull back, and then we finally break above it with some volume, right? So this is what I'm looking at for the Qs. And we look at the weekly on that. We're still below the 50-day moving average. I'm just going to extend this a little bit. So you can see we're still below the 50-day moving average right here, right? Once we break above this area, then we're in a confirmed uptrend for the QQQ as well. And you can see right here, there are some divergence of the RSI bouncing back higher. MACD is going up higher, momentum zone also going higher on the weekly. So that's a really good sign, and hopefully we will continue and break this level and make a next leg up. Look at IWM. So IWM is a small caps. We consolidated for about a year over here. We broke down. It looks like we did find some kind of bottom right here. We did break back above this falling trend, this downtrend right here, and we're consolidating on top of this trend. So it is above the 8 and 21 and the 50, the 200s all the way up here. We do want to see it break back above in this box. So this level right here at the low of this box is a very important level to break. If we break back above this, most likely a lot of the small caps will also rally with the index. So pay attention to that. And if you can see on the squeeze indicator, it's in a full squeeze right now. We're looking for a trigger, right? It looks like it's going to trigger positive if we do break above this box. So that could be the start of the small caps to go back into trend. right? So some strong sectors are still oil. Oil is very strong. We did get this big pullback right here. We sold at the top. It did pull back. I added a little bit back in like over here when we went back above the 8. But it's still very extended. This pullback did release some pressure right here. So you see how it bounces off the 50% line on the RSI, and the MACD starting to cross again. So we potentially could get another leg up, right? And if energy prices stay the way it is, we're going to continue higher. So we're aiming for that $100 area once we break above this very strong high right here between $80 and $84. Once we break above this, we're going to $100, right? So it's still a fairly good trade in oil sector, but you do want to keep stop loss somewhere below the 21, right? Because it is very extended, and once something goes very extended, they drop just as fast as they go up. So you want to keep your risk management in place for this. But if oil stays above 80 for like the next couple of years, I think oil stocks will do very well, right? A lot of the experts say that it could still double from where it's trading at right now. So, there's a lot of room to move. So last week I got into a little bit of Exxon Mobil. So XOM. So it's in like this cup and handle right here, it broken out. We're at this heavy resistance right here. So I am looking for a break of this resistance area. So if we break above this resistance area, there's a lot of room to go, right? Because that will make it all the way up to here in the new all-time highs, which is at 105. So, I am looking for a parabolic move sometime into this high right here, and then I'm probably going to take profit just before that. So and Devon's a really strong oil stock. This is one of the favorite names in the space, and it's doing very well. I've been in and out of this stock for the past year, and we're back at the highs for the year, 52-week high. It looks like it's a cup and handle pattern at the highs. So we are looking for a break of the highs right here. If we break above this high, we're going to get another leg up, right? So if you look into the weekly chart, the next leg up could be around these areas right here. And so there's a lot of room to go. Back in 2008, we went as high as $125. So if oil stocks do stay high, they will print money like crazy. So these stocks can run really high if oil prices stay this high. So it's a space you want to be in, but you still want to trade with caution because we are very extended. Okay, Nvidia. So we did got into some Nvidia on this stack moving average right here in break of the wedge, right? So this was a wedge that I posted before the break saying watch for the breakout, and we did exactly that. So we've broken out, retested the 8 moving average, went back up, and then we're testing this high right here with a consolidation candle. So next week I'm looking for a break, and then hopefully we'll hit the $300 area. We're over here, and then potentially go to new highs, right? But I am only aiming for around that 300, 320 area, and then I'll probably going to take some profits. Tesla had a really strong week last couple of weeks, and it's just consolidation above this high right here. So you can see we went parabolic, break all the moving averages, went up here. It's having a breather. It's 2 inside days. So these 2 inside days are really important. How you want to trade it is trade break, right? Either break upwards or break downwards, and whatever direction it breaks into, that's the direction you want to play. This Tesla has always been a short-term play for me. I never hold Tesla longer term. It's a very volatile stock. I like to make money off it on the daily basis, just on the day trades and swing trades. If you really want to look inside, look at the hourly chart, right? The hourly chart, we went way up, extended. You see how all the moving averages came together. But look at this. This is a beautiful wedge right here. And you really want to see if you'll break positive or break negative, right? If we break down, most likely it's going to come down to like about this 200-day moving average, which is about the peak right here. Or if we break above, there's some room to go as well. So we break above there, we're looking at around psychologically 1100, right? And then potentially 1200 up here if we do break. And every single time Tesla consolidates like this, they tend to break really high. So right here, you can see there was a wedge right here, big breakout, wedge right here, big breakout, right? We're in another wedge. I'm looking for another big breakout. So if we do break out, we potentially could go to 1500 this time. So, you know, there's a lot of upside on Tesla if this becomes the next bull cycle. If this was the bottom of the correction, then this can potentially be a big bull cycle. We probably won't reach here till about like depends what the momentum is going to be like. But I expect there'll be a run into midterms at the end of the year. But as of right now, it's just I'm just going to trade it on a daily basis. All right, I'm still very short term on my trades because there's still a war going on. So we'll see how that goes first. Okay, Microsoft. So Microsoft is creating a nice base right here. It is stack moving averages. So if this is the bottom, this is the start of the bull, the next bull move, right? Next wave up. So you want to pay very close attention to these moving averages. You would go in small right here, about 1/3, maybe even a half, and then keep a stop loss just below the moving averages right here, this consolidation area. That would be a low risk, high reward play. So if this does break out, I am looking at the highs right here. If it breaks down, you're exiting around right here. So that's at least a 1-for-4 or 1-for-5 trade if you want to take that trade. Apple's been very strong. It was in this falling wedge. We broke above the wedge, above all the moving averages, and it's still staying very strong. It is extended. It is at this major resistance right here. So it is a bit extended. I would like to see it pull back into the 8-day moving average and then go test the highs, right? If it just went straight to the highs, expect a big pullback if we don't have any pause right here, right? Because it will be way overextended if that's the case. If you look at the hourly chart, it is very extended right now. So you want to see some kind of consolidation or retracement before the next leg up. NIO, you either love or hate this stock. I'm one of those guys that just keep buying NIO. I made some good money on it. I did hedge it on the way down, so I'm perfectly fine. I am positive on it. So we can see right here, it's in the wedge. Earnings, the earnings was good. Guidance wasn't great because they still have some supply issues, and they do expect to continue to have supply issues for the next year. So there that could impact the stock. But you can see right here, look at this volume. This is accumulation volume, meaning a lot of institutions are actually buying the stock, right? So as you're selling, as you start coming down, you're selling, institutions are accumulating, right? Because they're in it for the long game, and so am I. So every single time it drops, I'm buying more because they have really good growth prospects. They have the 2 new cars coming out this year, and they're expanding internationally in Europe. And they have a very bright future. They have a ton of cash on hand. And they just listed in the Hong Kong exchange as well. So delisting risk is out of the table now. So this is a really good stock. What you want to see though is a break above this area right here, which is also the 50-day moving average. If we break above this area, aim for about $30 to $35, which is around this 200-day moving average, which you should take some profits and then hedge the rest of the position if it does get rejected off the 50, right? But I am looking for a trend change. So so far, I'm looking for a higher low and then make a higher high. If there's a higher low and then a higher high, that's a trend change, and you should get in on the stock because most likely it's going to go higher from here. So this is a really good opportunity for those long-term investors. If you're just trading short-term, there is a play here for short-term as well. TAN, this is the solar power in the sector. There has been some momentum on the solar power since oil prices been going up. So a lot of solar stocks are actually start moving again. You can see moving averages did cross. We do have 200-day right here, and then the top of the wedge right here. So you do want to see it to break above this high. If we break above this high, most likely this will continue higher and start a new trend, new uptrend for the sector. So those are the places I'm looking for. I have a little bit in this right now, and I am going to add to it once we break above the 200-day moving average right here. It is a little bit losing momentum right now as it go towards that 200-day moving average. So you do want to see these moving averages hold. If they do fail, you should take a stop loss on that and just wait for all the moving averages get stacked and then go for the next leg up. Right, that's pretty much it for next week, what we're going to look for. And I am still day trading on a daily basis, and that's where I'm concentrating my portfolio on at the moment. But I am getting into some of these stocks. So I am looking to create a watch list to see which stocks will break above their bases, and then I will add into them. And I am deploying some cash, but still very heavy cash. I'm about 1/4 of maintenance to NLV. So that's still a fairly large size cash position, and I will deploy more cash as we break higher. Right. See you guys next time.